Well, when you get one fact, it leads to another fact, and that's basically how the ball rolls. Because, if one thing's established, then you can make other conclusions without actually drawing too deep into references. You can actually say, yeah, if one's true, A is true, B is true. And, I can tell you one more thing right now, that the NSA has seriously dropped the ball on Americans' cybersecurity. And you know what really highlights that? Is the fact about Hillary Clinton's email server. Because, the NSA is supposed to be all-knowing, all-seeing, can do anything. And actually, I can tell you one thing. I'm going to drop a dime about something here right now. Probably a lot of people don't know about this, and I'm just doing this right off the top of my head. I'm not doing any cliff notes here. Vince Foster, you remember the Attorney General that died? It was a supposed suicide. And actually, they took that note, and they found out the suicide note wasn't his handwriting. I mean, by all these different experts, except, the one that was in the government. And, his body was rolled up in the carpet and placed inside the park because he had carpet fibers all over the body. Now, I'm going to relate this to this story, preface this story with this, because this is all tied together. And you also know that they could find no bullet in the park where his body was found. Oh, they found Civil War artifacts going back 150 years because they were digging into the soil about 3 feet deep. But, hey, they couldn't find a bullet. So he wasn't killed there, right? He was killed elsewhere, rolled up in a carpet, and he wasn't a suicide because it wasn't a suicide note. And guess what? He was dropped off in the park, and they said it was a suicide. Well, this is kind of prefacing another story because about the NSA dropping the ball, but I'm going to kind of tell you like how the stuff goes because you know what Vince Foster was working on? It's called Promise Software. It's Prosecutors Management Information Systems. He was actually going to be doing a trip to Switzerland. There's actually these secure, very secure, Swiss bank accounts they have. Well, the government back then, I don't even know if the NSA was around back then, but the government back then, through using Cray supercomputers and its Promise software developed by Systematics in Arkansas, was able to actually transfer that money back to the U.S. Treasury that was actually being used to pay off, people high up in government, congressmen, and all this type of stuff. And nobody would say a word about it or complain about it because if they did, that would be an admission of guilt that somebody paid them. So that was going on even way back when Vince Foster was killed. I don't know why he was killed, but he was associated with Hillary Clinton. But I'm going to tell you this. I say, and it's like one fact leads to another fact. The NSA is all-seeing, all-knowing. You'd think they wouldn't have known what was going on with the security of the State Department email server. If they could freaking pry into every email you do, even every bank account. Like, this is information they don't want you to know because, actually, they could transfer money out of your bank anytime they want, man. They could do that right now. Anything electronic. I don't care if it's in Switzerland. They were doing it back then. I can tell you right now, we were trying to do some deals, and I don't want to say too much about this shit, but, the money was stopped in midair, basically. I don't know how do you call it, midair. Maybe that's not the right term. But the wire went through, the wire transfer went through in every respect of the word, and it was all these millions of dollars, and it never reached the other side to the bank, and blah, 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 because it was stopped by the federal government or Federal Reserve or something like that. They could do anything. Now, don't tell me for a minute that the NSA wasn't consciously aware of this, what was going on in Hillary Clinton's email server, because she chose a small outfit, local outfit, that worked out of a loft, and it was inside the server itself was actually in the bathroom. And I put that on the other video. And, the thing was that two cybersecurity experts say that 100% of those contents on that State Department server that was being run on Hillary Clinton's private email server was actually taken by the Russia and China with almost 100% certainty, and it also left the back door open to everything in the government, and which very likely led to all the OPM, Office of Personnel Management records on all the files of all the CIA and the FBI being breached by the Chinese. It was probably all through her stuff. That is probably very, very likely. What is almost 100% assured is that all the information is that was on that server the Russians and Chinese have. But the NSA has to know this. They have to know this. Like I told you that story about Vince Foster and Systematics of Arkansas and Promis and the Promis software and the stuff he was really working on and about his death, which was not a suicide. I don't know what exactly he was killed for. Okay, it's speculation, but he wasn't a suicide. But I can tell you what he was working on. So I mean, everything that's electronic is like a guise. It's nothing secure, man. Somebody's in charge is actually holding the keys to the whole 9 yards. I don't give a damn where your money is. Yeah, you can be complacent about it. But I have to tell you this. The one problem with the NSA is this. I can see what the deal is. And this is the problem with the military, too. You see this dog licking the face of his owner? That's exactly what they do. That's exactly the way they are. They'll be like all stern-faced and like, oh, yeah, we know about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got to run this. But they do nothing. You know why do they do nothing? Because it's career, direct deposit in a uniform, retirement, bennies, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, but we got to wait till somebody. They won't do anything. They won't do anything. They're obedient to their masters. That's exactly the way it goes. So once if there's a lot of public outcry, maybe it might happen. I don't know. But it's like, they can ignore that shit too, because, the public outcry could be, muzzled by the major media too. I mean, you might see, 10 million people march on Washington for some event, but if the major media doesn't cover it, it never happened, right? If you have 100 people out there and they put all the major media goes, blah, 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 look what happened, they got all the signs, and they put all the camera angles, it's a big event, right? So, I mean, even a public outcry might make a difference, but I can tell you one thing. The government itself and all these big agencies, they're not doing their job at all, period. Because the NSA is supposed to be like the agency over the FBI, over the CIA, to provide for national security. I'm not against the agency. I know a lot of times on the airwaves they're saying, the agency's this and that. But I'm thinking, here's one case where this agency should have been on there like, stink on shit, getting after freaking Hillary for doing this crap. I mean, I don't even know why the hell she's even alive, man. I mean, they killed Vince Foster. I mean, why don't you just roll her up in a rug and throw her in her park? I don't give a shit. Hey, what? Who cares, man? Bye. But, instead what they do, they lick her toes. Hey. That's exactly what these people do. They lick her toes. I don't know what the hell. It's like beyond freaking, because you know what it is? They could put on the thing like, oh, yeah, she's doing this, she's doing that. We all know about it. But then what did they do about it? I mean, they could have put all that, even if they were afraid to put that information out, they could have put it out to the media somehow. But no. And you can say, well, we're not supposed to put it out to the media because it's breaking the rules. But, so what? She's breaking the rules. Once you break the rules, hey, gloves are off, man. But I'm going to tell you, man, people actually voted for Obama. The problem is, actually Obama looks good compared to Hillary. I'll tell you that right now. I'm telling you right now. The problem is they already got a good taste of what the hell is probably in store, because I am not 100% sure about this Trump deal. I'd like to believe, the only way Trump, say he's legit, 3 parties, it don't work. There's only 2 parties. The only way, and the only way there was another party in place was when another party got knocked out and it became 2 parties again. Like they had the Whigs way back when, gazillion years ago. And it's like if Trump gets on a ticket with somebody and it's, I don't know, some party, I don't even say it's a Libertarian Party, I don't know, whatever it is, and it knocks out the Democrats or the Republicans or whatever, maybe probably would be, I don't know what it would be, but say it knocks out one of those parties completely. Then you're back to a 2-party system, then he's got a shot. But actually, the way the deal's going right now, if he splits the vote with Republican yo-yos, Hillary's in. And I ain't sure if there's enough. I know everybody's saying she's going down. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's a lot of shit that freaking should have brought the Clintons down ages ago. Never happened. Never happened. But I'm going to tell you one thing. She's a privileged white bitch. That's what it comes down to. Was raised on Rodham Street. Hillary Rodham Clinton, raised on Rodham Street. She went to school. She got educated in the Karl Marx thing. She got appointed Secretary of State as a deal with Obama. And Obama's in all on this shit. You know, I mean, it's kind of, I got to really freaking lay it out to you, man, because people thought they're getting something with Obama. Maybe they're not thinking. I don't know. But Obama is not a black guy in America, period. I mean, you could say like jokes about the birth certificate or whatever, fine. But the point is, you know, he's a half-black guy. But the other thing is, if you have a black, half-black president, you want a half-black president from the USA that's got lineage, especially going back to America, USA, with the black experience with slavery and rebellion, slaves rebelling against their masters, and all that other stuff. No, you know what Barack Obama's about? Barack Obama is about slave trading and slave owning because he's a Muslim guy. His family, his black side, went to Kenya to, a long time ago to slave trade and own slaves. He's the exact opposite of what you freaking want. I mean, people voted for him. They look at the skin color. He's the exact opposite, man. He's worse than an Uncle Tom, man, by freaking 10 times. And then he's got Yo-Yo in there, white privileged bitch, freaking just screwed up the entire security of the United States. And actually, this video is about the NSA because they're about a bunch of toe lickers, man. They lick toes, man. They didn't do nothing about this because I'll guarantee you they knew everything that was going on about this email server right from the beginning, and they could have stopped it. But you know what? Hey, they're like an obedient dog on a chain. Hey, if it's one of us, they'll be out there with the freaking hit squad or some crap. But hey, if it's privileged white bitch or any of the other masters, they're licking their face. I don't know, man. A lot of people are freaking, even Alex Jones has done it because, well, I don't like, you know what? One thing some things about Alex Jones I kind of like. I ain't sure about him. Sometimes I got some things, I think he's just trying to scare people. I'm not trying to scare people. I'm telling you what the deal is. These people in government, man, they ain't got no cojones at all, man. Zero. They're like, hey, we got all the information. Yeah, good, you got all the information. Well, you got the information, you got the goods on her. Freaking nail her. Nail her, man. The hell with it. You should have freaking done it way back when you started this stinking garbage. Because what it led to is a wide open breach in security. It blew open all the information of all the government employees and put their lives in danger. And that's not going to happen in a week now. It's going to probably take 10, 20. It's going to be these guys, these Russians and Chinese, they're going to use this information in bits and pieces. It's like they got the gems. They ain't going to throw them out there all at once. They're going to use them in pieces over the years. I'm looking at this National Security Agency, and I'm saying to myself, man, you dropped the ball, man. You didn't do your job. None at all. None at all. I thought these guys were supposed to be about if the FBI and the CIA screws up or the State Department screws up, we got the backup to the backup to the backup called the NSA. Well, what are you doing? I know you know about it. I already know you knew about it. I know you could freaking send a drone to my house and blow me up. Fine, good. But you know what? I'm telling you the freaking facts the way the hell it is. And I'm telling you, you guys, I don't understand why you're so chicken to do your job. That's what burns me up, because if I was in the government, I would have read it. I knew this shit about her right from the beginning, whether it was a rule or not. Hey, screw it, man. I'm pro-USA. I'm on the side of the people. I don't freaking lick nobody's feet. I don't know that shit like that. That's what it comes down to. And this NSA, it definitely looks like that's what they did. They damn well knew about this stuff all the while. What is it? It's like, I'm like, holy shit. I mean, if they wanted all the contents of that email server, They should be able to get it from the NSA, no problem. So what are they doing with it? What is going on with this whole charade, to tell you the truth? And like I said, I wanted to drop that because I don't know what to make about the Vince Foster thing. I wanted to kind of interject that in this story because that goes back a long time ago, you know, when he was Attorney General and he suicide. And, yeah, he was no suicide. You know, they checked for bullets in, you know, a bullet hole, a bullet in a park, you know. Hey, they found Civil War artifacts going back 150 years. They couldn't find a bullet. They found carpet fibers on the body. The note, he didn't write the suicide note. Like I said, I don't know exactly what he was doing, but he was working with Systematics of Arkansas, developed the Prosecutor Management Information System, PROMIS, and it had to do with they could transfer money out of any account anywhere in the world, even the most secure Swiss bank accounts. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it works, man. They use like all these crazy supercomputers. I read about it a while ago. I mean, I knew all this information a long time ago. I figured I'd just drop it now. But I'm saying is, NSA knows exactly, you know, the minute she freaking did this bullshit email server in the bathroom in a loft, the NSA knew about it. They did nothing about it. I mean, you know what? I mean, you could almost put up with some of the freaking, spying American citizens, and you're not supposed to do that, and yeah. But you know, if you're freaking not doing a job of providing for national security because you're licking the feet of your masters, well, what the hell good are you? So they dropped the ball, and they did worse than that. And, you know, and this is the problem even in the military too. And they might know something. Like somebody, I don't know. Like in Benghazi, right? They say, you know, we couldn't provide support. It's like, fuck that. You know what I mean? I don't trust none of that shit, man. I don't trust none of that shit. You could provide support. Okay, we didn't provide support, but we shot all the guys that were freaking trying to kill Christopher Stevens. Okay? I mean, it's the way I look at it. You know? Yeah, we didn't provide support. We just killed all the guys that were trying to kill Christopher Stevens. And he lived. And we killed a few more of his freaking yo-yos coming over that way, too. But, you know, what the hell's the matter? He's putting a bunch of direct deposit asswipes. That's the problem. We got them in the military. We got them in the government. I don't know, man. It's like, I mean, like I said, what the hell do you need a government for if they ain't going to do their job, man? They do their job when they're freaking slamming little people, right? Is that what they do? Anyway, just another angle on this whole mess because, you know, I mean, I'm not going to even say come from the angle like the NSA is no good because they're spying on us. I'm not going to say that. I'm saying is they're supposed to be the backup to the backup to the backup to the backup. So if the FBI fails, the CIA fails, the freaking State Department's doing something wrong, well, we got the backup to the backup to the backup to the backup, the NSA. And here they knew what's going on. They know what's going on. And they did nothing. Jeez, that's sick. Anyway, over now.